you know.
So real quick, before we go into the next question, because you mentioned it, and so that the males in this audience can understand, what is shadow work?
It's like a self-diagnostic, you know. It's working on those aspects of yourself that you may disappointed about, that you may be insecure about. You know, you begin to explore and examine those vulnerable aspects of yourself, which is a very difficult thing to do because as males in this society, yup, being honest with yourself, um, in this society, as males, we don't have spaces where we're able to be vulnerable like that, you know, and get that kind of feedback from even like brothers that we say are close with us.
Accountability.
Yeah, you know, like if you're in a relationship and things don't go the right way, like to be honest about you. There's a great interview that I saw with Shaq, and he was talking about how he messed his marriage up. That is an example of some shadow work. He did some soul searching to be honest about that shit. Like, I fucked it up. I was hurt. I hurt her. You know, he was honest about that. And there's a lot of us that are not willing to actually do that.
Right.
So that type of work is something that must be a continuous part of our growth and development. A part of that shadow work is really to explore that. Like, damn, am I really arrogant? Like, because they're saying it, that's something that they say they see in me. So let me really explore that and see what it is. You know, the more I begin to look into that and to think about it, one thing I realized is arrogance is an exaggeration of your abilities. You know? So I don't exaggerate about shit. As a matter of fact, I really don't share a lot of the things that I do because I understand that there are brothers in particular that may have some challenges with their self-worth, you know? And, you know, because I honor that and I respect where they are in their growth and development, you know, I necessarily don't share certain things because I know that they wouldn't necessarily celebrate what it is that I'm sharing.
Right.
And they would be more hurt by it than feeling like, you know, I'm proud of you. You know, and that's something else as well. Some of us as brothers may not even just look at another brother and say, I love you and I'm proud of you. We're not taught to be vulnerable like that.
Right.
You know, so, you know, the shadow work is really just exploring those aspects of ourself that we may not want to accept. You know, here's another one. There's brothers who have had sexual experiences with males before. And because it was at such an early part of their growth and development through their puberty years, it felt good to them because naturally that's physiologically the response that their body is gonna experience.
Right.
But because that happened at such an early age, as they've grown older, their body still functions in that way physiologically when it comes to other males. They, in other words, may get aroused when they see other males. Now they may front and act like they masculine and they He-Man and shit like that, but on a deeper level, they're very curious and they're very questionable about why their body is reacting a certain way based upon something that happened to them when they were younger.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Some don't want to explore that. And like one of the brothers was saying, do you encourage brothers to get some therapy? Especially if you're a person of African descent or you're black, I definitely encourage you to connect with a black therapist because there's things that they would see in terms of social norms and cultural competence that another therapist may not be able to pick up on or read. So yeah, definitely, that could be an asset. And there's a lot of us that literally need some type of professional services. in therapy,
Mm-hmm.
but we just think, you know, the church is going to take care of it, or the mosque, or some lessons in supreme mathematics. But it's like, no, you seriously need some help,
Right.
serious professional help, you know? And some of us is not encouraging our so-called brothers to get that professional help, because a lot of us need help too, you know? But but yeah, so that type of work in terms of really exploring those aspects about ourselves that we don't like or that we're uncomfortable about,
Mm-hmm.
you know, or, you know, some of us don't really want to go there. But what we don't realize is it's still apparent. People still see it.
Right.
You
Right.
know, it's still obvious. You know, you're still expressing it,
Right. Right.
you know, but you need to know more about that and really find out why you interpret things the way that you do, you know, why you feel a certain way about things.
Right.